And I said, no, I need to wear my letter and I need to talk about love in Arabic. And this is what I always tell brands. Don't come to me because you have a thing you want to tick and do. Let the story be, let it have more dimensions. Let that relationship keep on building up. Most of the collections are about love that I work on, because I find, and I always say that it's nothing new, that if we find love for each other, love for the nation, love for anything, we will find peace.
We want to take a moment and thank Halm Collectives, the stunning space that hosts season 2 of the Design Pod.
From its beautifully designed interiors to the energy it brings, Halm truly reflects the creative spirit behind our conversations. We are grateful to be recording in a space that feels so aligned with our vision.
More than just a location, Halm Collective is also a home to a reformer studio, a private boutique gym, and a charming cafe. A full experience built around design, wellness, and community.
Thank you guys from Halm Collective for making this season possible.
Hi Valeria.
Hi Shad.
How are you?
You're so happy today.
I'm happy today.
You're overly happy.
I had a vacation, I relaxed.
Amazing.
It was well deserved, but now I'm back to reality.
Yeah,
and
we like it for you.
Thank you. I got a tan, but we're also back to the podcast.
Yeah.
Valeria, I think we're always lucky with all of our guests that we get on our podcast. It's so
100%,
fun to come
100%.
here, and it's not an exception today. Before we dive in on our guest, as per usual, we are at Halm Collectives on Jumeirah Beach Road. If you guys haven't been, go.
Please visit, guys.
They have everything cool from podcast studio to Pilates Reformer, a beautiful cafe, a lot of collective design pieces.
And this super nice recording studio as well for podcasts or upcoming projects for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Today's guest, Valeria, is not only a designer, but also a visionary.
A fashion icon.
Nadine Kanso has redefined the Arab identity through her jewellery line, Bil Arabi, through her photography and through her bold storytelling. Her work has been featured in a lot of cool places. V&A Museum in London.
Yep.
Super impressive.
Yeah.
Collaborations with Gucci and with Louis Vuitton.
And so many other fun brands. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And but her design always goes back to something very personal, which is language, heritage, and Arab identity.
Yeah. Welcome, Nadine. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for this beautiful introduction.
Oh, thank you.
Well, just to dive in right away and just to pick on the words what Shad just said, what is Arab identity for you personally? And how did all your journey start? And how did you end up here where you are now?
I mean, it started when I was young, obviously. It's something rooted in me, and it's something I carried with me throughout my life. It happened to take a form later on in my life, which we'll probably dive into this a little bit later. But for me, it's about, as you said, about pride, about who we are, and who we are as Arabs today, and who we are, and what we stand for, and our story, and everything that comes in between, whether it's political, actual, past, present, and future. Arab identity for me stands for all of that, stands for that voice that we need to have out there to show the world who we really are, to show the world our heritage, our culture, our language, and, that kind of very rich history that we have. I hope I can bring a little bit of that to a contemporary, more design-oriented voice or statement, whereby actually, I can have an impact on a different kind of, mindset and people and, in a different way. It's a different language.
That raises another question, like how does creativity can impact everything, the social well-being? And I think that we are all part of that ecosystem, where design, beautiful things, the things that we design for people, how did your creative journey start?
I mean, it's definitely we impact people when we say something or we state something in our art or design. It all started, I would say, almost 20 years ago. We'll be celebrating Bil Arabi next year in 2026.
We started in
2006. 2006, and all started, I would say, for an unfortunate happening in the world, which was 9/11.
Yeah.
And when that happened, I felt that a lot of people were kind of shying away from their identity, from their Arabic name, especially living in the West. And for me, that triggered an alarm, if you want. It's something that I thought, okay, we cannot, for something that happened somewhere on a, like, if you want, a terrorist attack, whatever, that cannot impact us all in the Arab world and in this part of the world. We have to defend ourselves. And as an artist and a designer, your language, whatever you actually use it and whichever form you want it to take, it has to defend what you stand for. So for me, the start was 9/11 because people didn't want to name their kids Arabic names any longer. And I said, no, I need to wear my letter and I need to talk about love in Arabic to make that kind of a statement.
Emphasize,
and for people to be proud of that. So this is how Bil Arabi started. After doing my first exhibition at the V&A, with a body of work that was called Min Ana. And Min Ana was actually who I am. It started by a question, and then obviously it became more of a statement. From photography, moved into jewelry because I felt that with photography, my voice will take longer to be heard. It will probably be for a select kind of people.
Definitely.
And it will not be like on a wider audience. And for me, I wanted that wider audience. So this is how it all started, and it was a statement. It was an art project. It was never about, building a brand. It was never about making money. It was never about fame. It was never about any of that. All these things came, with the journey, and still relatively organic.
Yeah, 20 years later.
It's interesting how we can in all faculties, depending on what design you are doing, either if it's a jewelry designer or if it's an architect or an interior designer, we can always express our feelings and what we want to say with what we are creating.
This is how it should be. This is the beauty of it.
I mean, you're a super cool girl. We just spoke about your grandma's sunglasses that you have on. It's vintage Dior.
Yeah, right. She was
super
cool.
And obviously we could see your jewelry that is very expressive and
bold.
And very bold. Super cool. You grew up in Lebanon.
I did.
And you grew up during the Civil War.
I did.
And how has that defined you as a person? Growing up and, from teenager or childhood to who we are today as designers.
Also, why creative major? Why not political major?
No, I mean, I've been down that route, and I tell you, it gets you nowhere, and it gets you... Unfortunately, if we look at the cycles of politics and firsthand, you can see it's always circles, and whatever you stood for at one point would be looked at in the future as like backwards or no longer relevant. I disagree with that because the base should be, for future generations to learn from and take from. And this is part of identity, and this is part of what I talk about, which is not political, but obviously slightly is in a way or another. But more, I try to keep it at more cultural. So, I mean, living in the Civil War and growing up in Lebanon was obviously not a walk in the park, and it wasn't like a regular childhood for a lot of us. And obviously, we carry a lot of traumas, and we carry a lot of weight on in our hearts. But that said, it taught us to be tougher people. It taught us to be loving life more, to live the day by day, to not really look at the future and like
To be in the
per se,
moment,
to
be
be in the
present.
moment, and to work towards just like today, maybe tomorrow, but nothing of like what's your plan in 5 years or what's your plan in 10 years. So I learned that, and I think this is a way of, I'm a hustler kind of. So it taught me also that I can't take if you come with a project to me, I will not tell you I don't know how to do it. I will always manage and try to do it and learn from it. And I think that's also part of, living the war and trying to figure out things while you move on.
How did you end up studying graphic design?
Yeah, I
From
wanted
all
to,
the majors.
Yeah, I wanted to actually study not politics but history, and then I said to myself, graphic design was just starting in Lebanon at that time, back in the 80s, and I said I like that, let me try it, and kind of did well with it. Obviously, went into graphic design and then did communication arts, radio, TV, film, and through that I started photography. And obviously that translates to design, and somehow I never wanted to be a jewellery designer per se.
But also you work with letters a lot, so fonts, graphics. It is very graphical. Your jewelry.
I love typography. Back in school, we used to do a lot of typography classes, and for me, I could see the letter as a form, and this is why I think 20 years down the road, I can still work with the Arabic letter. With no issues, if you want. I've put myself in a box, but that box somehow keeps on, evolving and growing. And I can still do a lot of things with the letters 20 years down the road. So.
It is a beautiful alphabet. Like you can
it
write.
is.
It's beautiful compared to
of course.
many other.
It's endless what you can do with
and
that.
The language is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sad that I don't know it that well, but it's a beautiful language.
Nadine, I want to know more about photography and what that means to you, and how did that come about? And
do you still do photography?
I haven't done photography in a while, but it started back in university, actually. I used to go around with camera in my hand, and because I was doing communication arts, radio, TV, film, so we had to take a lot of film photography classes. I used to go into the dark room, and I found that medium really nice because it captured the moment, not even the moment and the second of something, of a look in someone's eyes, and a lot of my pictures actually later on, when I started being, if you want, like a artist, a photographer, I used a lot of the pictures that I took 30, 40 years ago, and they were part of my exhibitions. And in my exhibition, you would see a lot of Beirut in them, at least at the beginning of my journey. And these images are about, nostalgia, about socio-political issues. I haven't done anything in the recent years because one of the galleries I was working with actually closed down during COVID, and I didn't get
here or
it was Quadro Gallery in the IFC, and before that I was with IVDE with Isabel.
Yeah.
I guess now I need to kick myself in the.
Yeah, I think you shouldn't
and
in the butt
and go back to it. I would love to do so, and I've been saying so, but
you should.
But you also
I
work with different medias. It's not just photography, but you also do collage.
I love collages.
Yeah, you.
I love collages. I used to do a lot of collages before. So yeah, I mean, time.
It's very interesting.
Being on all these podcasts as well,
Yeah, it's
time work.
How do you work on your ideas? Where do you get your inspiration? And then how do you put it into production? Where do you produce all your jewelries? Tell us a little bit about all the logistics of running a jewelry company in Middle East.
Okay, so basically, the inspiration comes from obviously the identity again and again and again. And as I said, being in that box of calligraphy, typography in Arabic is the base of everything I do. A lot of times I'll be listening to a song that might inspire me, or a part of it, or a word in it that can be the base of a collection. Most of the collections are about love. That that I work on, because I find, and I always say that it's nothing new, that if we find love for each other, love for the nation, love for anything, we will find peace. That's a base for me. So you are inspired by the words, by the letters, and obviously you do all of that. I produce in the UAE. I've always produced here. Everything is made in the UAE, in Dubai specifically, and we have great workshops. We work with 3 or 4 of them here. The business grew to be like in a good place now. For the longest time, it was me, myself, and 2 other people, and now we're like a team of 6. Other than the workshops we work with, obviously, it's a lot of hands-on, and I think we are in a good place to have all these workshops in Dubai. They're the state of the art. Some of them. It's like you're producing in Italy or anywhere else. And
are all the products made to order, or you prepare a certain collection that will remain for a certain period of time? How does it work in terms of?
Okay, so before, when I used to be too organic, I used to create whatever comes to mind, and I said, oh my God, this is beautiful. I would draw it, and it's like, okay, let's produce it. We do 5-6 pieces. We move on to something else. But now there's a lot of structure in the business, especially the last, I would say, 3 years, where we have a new director for the brand. We have a marketing team. We have a structure. So now we produce 1 collection a year. I produce 1 collection. I create 1 collection a year, and that collection would be in the stores, on Unas, on that store, in our stores, anywhere we have a presence. We start with a small production, or if you want, not small production, but few pieces. Yeah. And obviously, if it's about love, then it's not an issue. But if it's about letters, this is where it becomes tricky. So we produce only the letters that we know that will work most. Mm-hmm. And by now we know which are the letters that we need to produce. We put them in these stores or on these platforms, and after that, let's say you come and you say, I want a V for Valeria, and then I have to produce it, because it's not maybe a letter that we produce usually. And usually it takes anything between 4 or 5 days we usually say a week to 10 days, but we can produce it.
It's very reasonable.
It's very good, especially for retailers in the region. Compared to brands coming from, let's say, France, Italy, whatever. Because obviously we're present, and we can push our production to be quicker.
Do you ship worldwide as well?
We do ship worldwide. We have issues in certain countries, obviously, for tax reasons, from their side, not from the UAE side. But
Amazing.
That's, it's a day in, day out.
Very interesting. It's a day, definitely. It looks like less challenging than fashion lines.
Definitely.
But it's,
I don't know how they do it. I see my friends in the fashion industry. I don't know really how they do it.
I mean, creativity in general, I think, is just, working with anything creative keeps you alive.
100%. 100%.
If you look away from the jewelry, what inspires you as a person? Like, what is it? I know we spoke people.
People inspire me. Obviously, places, but stories inspire me. And if I look at photography, it's usually slightly, if you want, deeper. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but it's there's probably more feeling into it, because usually I work with, or I think of sociopolitical issues when it comes, let's say, like Lebanon, because as we were talking earlier, there's a lot of divide. There's a lot of, issues there. And if I look at places like Dubai, then I see the old Dubai versus the new Dubai, because I've been here 25 years. I see that kind of evolution. And this is not obviously a sociopolitical statement, but it's more of,
it's nostalgic.
It's a nostalgic, but also there's a lot of pride of what happened in this country.
100%.
And a lot to learn from. And it's a place where actually gave us a platform, gave us a space where we can be who we want to be and actually become successful.
Yeah.
especially
For all of us.
especially for the people also that came 30 and 40 and 25 years ago. Like now it's more competitive.
How did you end up with your husband in Dubai
I used to
25 years back?
Well, I used to live in Canada with him, and then we moved to Prague, and from Prague we moved here. And it was just like, okay, we're going to be there for 3 years.
Same like everyone else.
5 years. And 25 years down the road, I said, like, you can go wherever you want. I'm staying here. It's like, so now we have a house. We bought a house recently, and we're very happy to
talk about that house. Yeah. It's like a separate.
I know you want to talk about that.
We want to
house.
talk about that house that's been recently an AD and so beautifully designed in this collaboration between you and Thomas Trutt. I feel
the fact that everyone calls it a collaboration, but it's his work mostly.
Yeah, you know, as a fellow designer, I feel like we know how much work he's put into this, and we know that, I mean, the package and everything. But I think that it's always collaboration between a client and a designer.
It is
Because you cannot achieve beautiful product, and let's face it, without the financial backup, without a chance or a choice of a client to give you that freedom or be open to good ideas. I really loved all the pieces that you guys put, how you utilize the space under the staircase, but at the same time, it is very you. It's very colorful.
It is. Thomas would have loved less color.
I want to. Yeah.
But you know,
exactly.
when you say collaboration, and let's just make people to understand what that means, because in the end of the day, as designers, architects, interior designers, we're a tool for our clients. And you have a vision, most of the clients.
Especially when it's a personal space, when it's a house. Yeah.
Most of the clients has a vision, but they don't know how to put it together. So that's where you bring in the tool to put in your vision together. So that's where the collaboration comes in.
True.
Yeah.
Tell us about the bad things. I'm sorry, Thomas, if you're listening to this podcast. Were there moments when you were guys like, no, I'm not doing that?
Yeah, of course. There were a few. I mean, I tried to give him as much space as he wanted. But a lot of things, when it came to the wood color, like he would want to do the very Scandinavian, like light
Clean,
colors.
yeah.
I'm like, no, I need a darker wood. Like,
give me lacquer. Give me lacquer.
It's like what Nadine. It's like, no, this is non-negotiable. Like, seriously, this is non-negotiable. And what else? Like doorknobs, or this is nice. No. I mean, there were a few points where we were a bit.
Lots of things were also produced in Lebanon, especially the joinery. Was it difficult to bring it all here?
It wasn't actually difficult. Unfortunately, it happened during the war in Lebanon, and this is where, unfortunately, the team that needed to come here and put everything in place, or they were not able to come. And in that case, I had to pay an extra huge amount of money for another company to come and install it, which is sad, because when you do something, you know how to put it in place. So when somebody else comes in and puts it, it's not 100%, but they've done a great job, I have to say. And I trusted Thomas on that. When he said, like, we're going to do everything in Beirut when it comes to joinery, I said, are you sure, you have to be very careful to give the right measurements for everything to fit, because it's not just a couch that's sitting in the middle of a space. It's really from wall to wall, and all of that, even the walls, the bar,
it goes back to what you actually believe in. It goes back to giving back to a community and to the country where you.
No. I mean,
where you grew up.
Grew up. It's
amazing.
Collaboration.
You have to do, like, you have to always take what you know that you're going to live with peace. Okay, and when I say that, it's like, it's not about like getting only this from Lebanon and doing half of the other stuff in the UAE, or getting some of the pieces from a super studio, and like, you do actually work with this community, and you want to help, not only help, but it's not about help, actually support. businesses that are in Lebanon, businesses that are here in the UAE, and obviously the closer circle is the more important. This is how I think in Islam we think, and people that are closer to you are the first ones to get your goodwill or get whatever good, I can't translate that properly, but the people that are closer to you are the ones to benefit first.
Yeah.
And then you can look at somebody you don't know. I work this way. I think this way. It's like we know Mo, we will go to Mo for this. We know this person, we will go to this person for that. You want to do the stable
community that is supportive.
Exactly. You do it obviously with the aesthetics that you really want. Not because
Of course.
What is your favorite part of the house? Because there are so many little corners. I have so many questions about this house.
that's another podcast.
That's like another podcast. But the bar, guys, how did this come
the bar
to life?
is making waves.
Yeah.
I think every house from now on is
Will
going to
have a bar on
that
it,
kind of bar. So basically the door opens to this under the staircase, which is not a, I would say, sexy look. So what would you do in that space? I told Thomas, since it is a 2-floor thing, it's like I need a station where I don't have to go to the kitchen every time, especially that the kitchen was really super small. So we switched, rooms and kitchen. So that space was like, okay, what am I going to do with this? Am I going to just put a couch? Nobody's going to sit under the stairs looking at the door. It's like, okay, what kind of a station I can have? Can I put like a coffee machine? Can I put some glasses? And I had no clue. Like, I didn't want it to be a bar. But then he came up with this idea. And it was so smart because it closes totally. So when you have somebody from Kareem delivering something to you, he's not going to say, okay, these guys have nothing to do in life but drink. So he made sure that it's closed. So when you come in, you don't see, you just see a beautiful, feature. So that's, I would say that's a favorite spot.
Me as a designer, I'm a very minimalist designer. I'd like to.
You're inspired with Scandi vibes.
So when you said Scandinavian light, I said yes. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. It's timeless. That's why yes. But tell me a little bit.
If you say so.
Okay.
I have another.
Yeah.
I think Thomas would like this. I hope you listen, Thomas. No, but jokes aside, maximalism is something that I would maybe, how do you say, express or describe your house, which is a beautiful form of art. Tell me a little bit how you define maximalism.
Yeah, for me, I mean, the house is slightly minimalist to my taste if I compare it with my old house, because I had much more stuff, I had more color, I had, layers and memories and time and books and, which in the new house is...
Scaled down.
What did you do with all your things?
No, I found places.
They're hidden.
They're hidden in storage.
Inside of the hidden cabinets.
They only come out for dinners and stuff like that. It is... For me, this house is not maximalist, I would say.
Okay.
But it's not minimalist as well.
Okay.
So it's somewhere in between where I can still feel maybe in 5-6 years you'll see it at its maximalist state. I'm trying not to really, and I'm like, no, don't put anything there. Keep it simple.
Clean.
Keep it clean. Yeah, there's a struggle. But I mean, for me, when we spoke, Thomas and I, about like how we like the feel of the house, and I had told him, it has to have color, it has to have a bit of warmth. Although it's on the beachfront, I don't want it to be white and blue as well, or just beige, or because it's on the seaside. It has to have more character. It has to have what I like as well, because this is my space at the end of the day. Me and my family, obviously. Aziz is cool, my husband.
Yeah,
so
I
he gives
wanted-
me full freedom.
I wanted to ask. That was supposed to be my next question. Actually, you have 2 boys and a husband. How do they, respond to all this vibrancy, or to your style, to the layers that you want to bring?
They've been trained very well.
They're lucky.
So
They're
lucky.
lucky.
They're just like it.
No, I'm just not trained very well, but I think because they lived with all of that, they love it. And I think one of them did not see the house yet, Rasim. He's in the
Probably only
in
seen in
Canada.
publications.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's coming in November. We'll see how that goes. No, but the minute they came in to the house, whether it's Amr or Aziz, both of them were like, "Mom," Amr said, "Mom, you've done an amazing job," and they were very happy because they came in like,
So nice to hear that.
beautiful. Just like visitors. It's like
it's,
I've done
uh,
everything. Yeah.
It's a stunning house.
Thank you.
It's
It
a
is really,
stunning
really,
house.
really
Yeah,
beautiful.
knock on wood,
Alhamdulillah.
guys. Was there anything Thomas wanted to do that you said, except the wood? Was there anything that he wanted to do and that you said no to?
I don't think like a total no. He has to. I can't remember, but maybe he can tell you. I'm sure he has a list of that. But I think I was just like, no. And no.
Yeah.
I can't remember something other than the wood. Yeah.
You've done so many different collaborations apart from the house, but you designed not just for jewelry, for your line, for your part of your business, but you've designed with Ivan Maktabi.
Oh, yeah.
A beautiful collection, and you constantly collaborating with different design brands. Were you ever considering any other try yourself in interiors, in furniture, in product design? What is it that's coming up for you guys? What do you see yourself doing in the next 5 years from now?
As I told you, I'm a child of war. I cannot say that.
Yeah,
No, listen, I'm always blessed by having such beautiful collaboration, whether with brands like LVMH, and was it like Gucci in photography
Yes.
back in the time, Guerlain for their iconic B bottle, Berluti for capsule collection. Iwan Maktabi, obviously, we worked on several carpets. Some of them probably did not see the light because they were limited edition and they were all sold out.
wow.
Yeah, we did Sheikh Zayed, we did Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, and we're coming out with a third, hopefully soon, another carpet. We've done the eye collection.
How was it working with
Muhammad?
brands like
With Iwan Maktabi?
How was it working with brands like Gucci and Louis Vuitton?
I mean, for Gucci and LV, they were local projects, so it was with local teams. And these collabs that we're talking about, whether the book for Kuwait was done like really long time back, it was super cool. Obviously, a lot of guidelines. So when you want to do your kind of photography, it was a little bit challenging because you have those guidelines. In terms of Louis Vuitton, also it was photography and it was for a charity auction later on. The pieces were done and showed back in Bar Dubai store at the time. These are like stepping stones in the journey of a designer or an artist.
Yeah.
So basically, when you do these kind of collabs, they will land to other collabs with also like, big brands. For designers in this part of the world or anywhere else in the world, these are key collaborations because they shed the light on you and on your talent and on what you can give and on
From
your
the
voice,
region,
actually. And obviously on what you can offer the market. So we should always look at collaboration not only in terms of like, oh, that's an amazing collaboration artistically, but also what is the brand trying to tell the community, the market, the clients? Why are they working with Arabic calligraphy, identity, and all of that? What do they want to achieve? And this is where you kind of like relate to the brand, respect the brand, as much as they respect you, because they came for you for a reason and you accepted for a reason.
Yeah.
So when it came to Guerlain and Berluti, which are the more recent collaborations, you travel and you get to know the teams outside and their head offices, and you build that kind of a relationship. And this is where, for me, it's very important. It's not always just a one-off thing. And this is what I always tell brands: don't come to me because you have a thing you want to tick and do. Let the story be. Be
Authentic.
longer and it's going to be authentic because it's going to be there, but let it have more dimensions. Let that relationship keep on building up, so the story is real. And obviously there's respect in both ways. Like with Guerlain, we still have that relationship. I still see the team. I still attend I travel with them. I go to places with them, because the bottle is very much everywhere.
It's so
now.
pretty.
So I travel with that bottle. So it's always good to have that kind of a relationship.
You have the same relationship with Gucci. It's been.
I do,
Yeah.
but it's a different. No, it's more on a client, on a client level.
Client level.
Is there a collaboration that you would dream of doing in the future,
Dream? I don't.
or something that you would look forward to? Oh, I would want to do a collaboration with this.
I'm not that kind of that kind of person. Again, I go with the flow, and whatever comes my way is meant to be and is written, maktub, as we say in Arabic. I don't go after anything. I go to work regularly, and like this, I love to do what I do.
Yeah.
And this is my passion, and this is like I put my heart into it. But I'm not somebody who looks for something to.
Yeah.
If something comes my way, I'm blessed and alhamdulillah. But if it doesn't, it's not. I'm not hungry.
You're stress free.
I'm stress-free. I'm not that hungry, because at the end of the day, what's written is written. Like, I truly believe in this. Obviously, you have to work hard, but that's not the same.
Beautiful.
You're also very vivid art collector, and when we look at your home and the pieces, you're artist yourself.
He's back to the house.
Yeah,
I know. What to do?
I can't just let it go. I just want to.
That house is making me today who I am. What is this? I'm more than the house.
I actually want to ask about your art collection and your love for art and the artists that you currently collect or collected in the past, and who from the up and coming artists do you support right now, and who is in your collection in your house?
I mean, I have mostly Arab artists,
Yeah.
and I truly believe that we're the first to support our community and our people. Obviously, I have also an artist from Spain. I mean, not always, but I have to love the art that I have. Like, I cannot just buy because it's somebody who is famous or somebody who became, known. Or I need to love what I have. It cannot be otherwise. So I do support Arab artists. Who's on my radar now? I don't know. I don't, again, function this way. If I go to the fair or I go to a gallery and I see something I like,
that speaks to you, yeah.
it has to speak to me. It should not fit the look of the house. Never been the case, and I hope people learn not to do that. So yeah.
Interesting.
In the end of each episode, we have a question from our previous guest.
Okay.
So we have a question for you. If you could share one piece of advice with the next generation stepping into your shoes, what would it be?
Oh, I love
Is
this
there a
question for you.
lesson you've learned that you wish someone had told you at their age?
I love this question
I
for
mean,
you.
I always say that people need to look of who they are and what they want to represent, and be really dedicated to that. Their DNA is essential from day one. Obviously, a lot of things will change along the way, but just don't follow trends because they are trends. keep your DNA. Definitely keep your DNA
And be
It's
authentic.
yeah, if I had to give an advice on the business side of things, as much as I'm not a business person, I would say if you have a great product and you can make it to be international, do it early on. I was an artist throughout and up till today, so I've built my business organically, and I always thought it's a statement. It's something I love to do. I don't need to make do numbers, or I did not need to do like SKUs and all of this gives me stress.
But you're speaking about the SKUs now. Look at you, Nadine.
Yeah, but it's not my favorite topic.
20 years
It's
later.
Someone else is doing that, and thank God. So do that early on. So it's an opportunity for you to shine brighter if you want.
And follow your
that
passion.
will not take out from your shininess. You will always shine if you have something great to give the world, or something amazing to talk about. So that will happen.
True.
Amazing.
It's so true, especially in this fast-paced world and all the media that we're exposed to. What would be your question for our next guest? Unfortunately, we cannot reveal who's going to sit in this.
Is it a designer, or is it
maybe, but it's someone from the artistic background.
someone I know?
It is definitely someone you know, because you know everybody.
I would ask them, are you still passionate about what you do today? I don't know how old they are and how far they are in their career.
Yeah.
But are you still passionate about what you do today as you were passionate 2 years ago?
Yeah.
If they're starting, or 10 years ago.
10 years ago, yeah.
They're,
That's a good question. Do you feel the same? Do you feel still passionate about everything you do?
I am very passionate. Otherwise, I would not be here. I mean, not here as in your studio, but I would not be doing what I do today.
So true. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Nadine.
so
Thank
much,
you for
guys.
coming
Thank
with
you,
that.
guys.
Go
Thank
in
you
on
so
Nadine's
much.
website, check her jewelry out.
Yes.
She has this amazing eye that I've been staring
And
at the
exquisite
whole.
style.
All the bling, you can see all the bling.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the bling.
Thank you so
With an
much for coming.
identity.
Thank you, Nadine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.